Hello everyone, we are going to spend one last day on solving square root equations. So I have a couple more examples for you guys. There's really nothing new, just a couple more times of seeing it. So I told you guys about our kind of 3 steps that we have to solving a radical equation, a square root equation. So just to remind you of them, first thing we need to do is get the square root totally by itself. Then we need to square both sides, and then we solve for x. So let's go ahead and take a look at this first one. So notice step 1 is totally already done for us. The square root is already all by itself. So step 1 is done. So next up in our list then, we are going to square both sides. I get a review of our exponent rules here too. So we know here the square root and the square are going to cancel, so we're going to be left with just x. And hopefully you guys remember when we did these exponent rules. Remember when we have something being divided like this, that the exponent has to go to both the top and the bottom. So this is going to become 1 squared over 10 squared. And we can go ahead and clean that up too. So we know 1 squared, 1 times 1 is 1, and 10 squared, 10 times 10 is going to give us 100. So our answer would be 1 over 100 equals x. So again, that's the only number that will work when we plug it in. Only solution. All right, let's do another one. So we have negative 50 equals negative 5 times the square root of p plus 7. So this time we have a little bit of work we need to do first. So notice our square root is not by itself. So first thing we need to do is get that square root by itself. We need to move that negative 5 over to the other side. And right now we are multiplying the negative 5 times the square root. So in order to undo multiplication, we do division. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 5. So over here, we know negative 50 divided by negative 5 is going to give us a positive 10. And over here, all I'm going to be left with is that square root. All right. So now step 1 is done. We have the square root by itself. Let's go ahead and square both sides. So over here, that square root and square are going to cancel. So we're going to be left with just p plus 7. And then over here, 10 squared is going to give us 100. And now last step, let's solve for p. I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. And we're going to get 93 equals p. As our answer. All right, last one. So we have 39 equals 7 plus 2 times the square root of 26x plus 3. So again, first step, we want to get the square root totally by itself. We have a lot of garbage attached to it today. We have the 7 and we have the 2. So let's go ahead and move the 7 first. Right now that 7 is being added. So in order to move it to the other side, we need to subtract it. So over here, I'm going to get 32. And the 7s will cancel over here. So notice my square root isn't by itself yet. We still have this 2 that's attached to it. And right now those two things are being multiplied together. So in order to move that 2 to the other side, we're going to divide everything by 2. This division undoes multiplication. So now 32 divided by 2 is going to give us a 16. All right. So now if we check out step 1, get the square root by itself, that is done. We have step 1 done. So step 2, then we need to square both sides. On the right-hand side, I know that square root and the square are going to cancel. And I'm going to be left with that 26x plus 3. So I'm left with what's under the square root. And let's see, let's go ahead and do 16 squared, 256. And now step 3, we need to solve for x. So last couple of steps, right now I'm adding 3 to this side, so I'm going to subtract 3 to move it over. And right now we have 26 times x. So in order to get x by itself, let's divide by 26. I have a calculator today, as you've seen. So we have 253 divided by 26. Whoa! That could be a fractional answer. We'll check it in a second. I get 9.73. If I type that in right, and my math is right. All right. So like you've seen, I'm not sure if this answer is correct. So let's go ahead and plug it in. So if we plug in this, I'm going to have 39 equals 7 plus 2 times the square root of 26 times our x, which we're saying is this number, plus 3. So I'm going to go ahead and type this in. And if I get this equal to 39, then we know we did this right, which we did. We got 39. So there you be. Look at that. All right. IXL work again. Please don't be afraid to email me throughout the day. And please don't be afraid to go to office hours either. I posted the link on the Infinite Campus assignment page today, and it's also on our Google Classroom page as well. Have a great day, guys.